Hello, I'm Jonathan Dunsky, author of the Adam Lapid Mysteries, and today I'd like to tell you about The Hot Rock by Donald E. Westlake. Donald E. Westlake was a prolific writer of crime fiction. He wrote dozens upon dozens of books, and he wrote both under his own name and under a number of pseudonyms, and he also wrote different kinds of crime fiction. Some of his books were serious and grim, brutal, gritty crime fiction, like his Parker series, and he also wrote funny crime fiction like Dancing Aztecs and The Busybody, two books that I recently reviewed on the channel, and also The Hot Rock, which is book one of his well-known Dortmunder series that features master planner of capers, John Dortmunder. So let me tell you a bit about the story, the book, and what's it about, a little bit about the characters, and what I thought of it. So in the beginning of the book, Dortmunder is just being released from prison, and he is picked up outside the prison gates by his friend Kelp, who is also a criminal, a guy who does capers. And Kelp wants Dortmunder to come with him to meet the UN representative of an African country called Talabo, and this UN representative wants to hire them to steal a diamond. And this diamond, or this gemstone, is a stone that belongs at the moment to, or that belongs in general to, another African country called Kinzi, but which has religious and cultural importance both to the people of Akinzi and also to the people of Talabu who want to get their hands on this stone. Presently, the stone is on display in a museum in New York, so the UN representative of Talabu wants Dortmunder and Kelp to steal the stone and bring it to him, and for this he is willing to pay them handsomely. So Dortmunder and Kelp enlist a number of other criminals or specialists in order to create a crew to steal this stone. And many of the characters are pretty much very, very colorful and sort of eccentric in a funny and humoristic way. The UN representative of Talabo, for instance, is a guy who likes to create dossiers on practically everyone he meets, and he likes to have these files and read them and sort of know everything about everybody. One of the specialists that Dortmunder and Kelp enlist is a guy by the name of Murch, who is a specialist driver, and he is so into cars that on his free time he listens to records of car races just as normal people would listen to music. And he also likes to talk in great detail every time he meets Dortmunder and the other crew members about the way that he got to their meeting place, which roads he took, how the drive was, and all of this is pretty funny. But the main story is that Dortmunder and the crew go into that museum after Dortmunder plans the entire thing, and they get their hands on the diamond. They're on the verge of success when something goes wrong, and they fail, but they fail in a way that they're able to try again, only this time the diamond is in another place because of that failure, and now they have to do another caper in order to get their hands on the diamond, hopefully for the last time. And this sort of thing happens again and again. They plan a caper, they perform it, it goes well up until the very last moment, and then the diamond sort of slips from their hands and it winds up in another place, and they need to go through the entire process again. So they break into a museum, a police station, a bank, an insane asylum, and each time the caper is is more ludicrous and bizarre and outlandish. And Dortmunder has to plan again and again. And he is the sort of guy who believes that bad luck sort of clings to him, and this series of failed capers, reinforces that belief, and it's all quite funny. So The Hot Rock is, as I said, is book one of the Dortmunder series that I believe numbers 14 novels. I read the first 4 novels a few years back and enjoyed them immensely, and I sort of so this is a reread of The Hot Rock, the second time that I've read it, and it's part of my exploration of funny crime fiction that I've been doing in recent months, and Westlake was a master of it. So The Hot Rock is written very well. It's a lot of fun, and the plot is very creative and imaginative. But the only thing that I can say that sort of dimmed my enjoyment of this book is that it's nowhere near as funny as another Westlake novel that I read recently called Dancing Aztecs. And as I said, I reviewed that book on the channel as well. And Dancing Aztecs was a hilarious book that I found myself simply bursting out in laughter several times while I was reading it. The Hot Rock is not quite as funny. It's humoristic, it's light. It brought many smiles to my face, but it didn't, make me just burst out in laughter. But that doesn't mean I don't recommend it. I recommend it full-heartedly because it's an excellent story. The pace is terrific, and the characters are a joy to be around. And it's simply a lot of fun. And I plan to continue reading the Dortmunder series, both the novels that I read before and to continue the series all the way to the end. So you can find a link in the description below to where you can find copies of The Hot Rock and the rest of the Dortmunder series. And if you're in the mood for something that's light and humoristic, this book is a pretty good bet. But I also recommend, as I said, Dancing Aztecs by the same author. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.